And there's not going to be a ceasefire unless somebody forces Israel to stop killing Palestinians. Now, what does ceasefire mean anyway? Israel has signed thousands of God knows how many ceasefire agreements, and they've always violated them. A day later, 2 days later, they always violate ceasefire agreements. They always have. Ceasefire agreement means nothing. You know, that's why I say if we're going to do something, it's got to be huge. It's got to be impactful. It's got to be dramatic. It's got to be big. The Sixth Fleet shows up on the coast of Gaza, and that's it. Nobody fires a gun anymore. Immediate aid to the people of Gaza, billions of dollars to go into Gaza and rebuild and rehabilitate, and then no-fly zone, and then moving on quickly to dismantle the apartheid regime, the apartheid state. That has to happen immediately, unconditionally, so that we guarantee the safety and security of Palestinians once and for all and forever, through a permanent agreement, not a ceasefire agreement, a permanent political solution. That's got to happen. Once a two-state is not a conversation, it's not a serious debate. It's not a debate. It's nonsense. Two-state, anybody who still talks about two states is either completely ignorant or is lying and doesn't want to really face the truth. Because the truth of the matter is that all of Palestine is a single state. It's the state of Israel, all of it. There's not a single, square inch of Palestine that is not part of the state of Israel. It's an apartheid state, so you have Israelis like myself who live with privilege and Palestinians who live with no rights. And again, it goes beyond that because Palestinians live under different bureaucracies, different sets of laws regarding where they're located geographically. It's really complicated, very complex web of bureaucracies. But the reality is they live without rights. That's the reality. It's a single state. You have Israeli settlements across the street from Palestinian towns and villages and cities. That's the reality. There is no way to slice and divide the country. It's a single state. Done deal, and there's never going to be a scenario, and we have a 75-year history that shows it, where the Israeli state, the Zionist state, will ever allow the Palestinians to be recognized as a nation, as a country, and so on. And we see where this leads us. In other words, we see the apartheid, we see the genocide, we see the ethnic cleansing. These are major crimes against humanity that have been going on for 75 years. So anybody who wants to support Israel, this is it. This is it. There's no other pie in the sky, peace-loving Israel. This is it. There is another option, though. There is the option of dismantling apartheid, of imposing severe sanctions until this apartheid regime collapses, bringing Israeli society and the state to its knees, like was done before in South Africa, for example, and then allowing a democracy, a free Palestine, a democratic state with equal rights on all of historic Palestine to emerge. Just like they did in South Africa. Except I would say the challenges in South Africa were far greater because it's a much bigger country, and they had ended up with some 30 or 40 million Black Africans who were impoverished and never had a chance to go to school. Palestinian society and Israeli society are highly educated. They can go to work tomorrow and create a very functioning democracy the next day. They don't need to learn, you don't need those basic tools of building schools and that sort of thing. It's already there, very highly educated communities. So that's if anybody wants to talk about peace, first thing you have to do is you have to dismantle apartheid. You have to end the killing of Palestinians. You have to provide safety for the Palestinian people. And you have to create an environment of tolerance, of equality. You have to create that equality for the first time. That's never happened. It's never been in existence. And once you have a democratic state with equal rights over all of Palestine, free from apartheid and genocide and checkpoints and racist laws and so on, we can talk about peace, because the next natural thing to do, the next natural process is, or the next natural step is, peace between Israelis and Palestinians so that they can function, so that this new state can function. And I think it's a byproduct. It's inevitable. Once you do that, peace is inevitable, because now these two nations are living in a democracy where they share the responsibilities and they share the benefits.